We got our thinking caps on this morning. Good morning to you. Recently, there was a video that popped up on TikTok that has been going nuts with all the different technicians that are social media guys on TikTok. A lot of them can't stand Mr. Scotty Kilmer. In one of his videos, he said something extremely ridiculous about when jump starting a vehicle, one of the vehicles should be off, because if you don't have one of the vehicles off, the alternators, the way they spin, will spin against each other and cause issues with the vehicle. This is like the most ridiculous thing that I've ever heard in my entire life. This is why we have voltage regulators. This is why we've been starting vehicles like this forever. Yes, people have made mistakes in the past and put the leads on wrong, which is the main thing. Make sure positive is the positive, negative is the negative. And make sure if you're jump starting a vehicle, it's better to pick a ground stud or whatever on an engine than directly to the battery. But one vehicle should be off because the alternators will spin against each other and cause electronic failure. You guys got to hear this for yourself. Let me play it real quick.
And here's the reason why. If you have this car running, the alternator is spinning. And when you jump start it to the other car, when that car starts, that alternator will start spinning. They'll spin against each other and they can destroy electronics.
Like, what the hell did I just hear? This is the most ridiculous thing ever. And you see the fact, here's what's ironic about this. There's 124,000 people in 2 days on this channel that have liked that video, which equates to about 2.2 million people have viewed that video. And out of 2.2 million plus people that viewed that video, a lot of people are going to believe that this guy is actually legit. Like, he's actually smart and knows what he's talking about. And he's actually one of the biggest buffoons that I've ever seen talk about automotive stuff, especially when it comes into anything beyond just basics, right? So a lot of people that have been quiet, they were just letting him do his thing, just letting him wave his hands around, act like the normal drunken Scotty that everybody thinks he is, kind of got to the point where they were like, no, we got to say something about this. Mind you, this is the same guy that said it's not necessary to use jack stands. You know what? Instead of hearing me again, which I got called a liar yesterday by a guy that said he never said anything like that, that's not necessary. I never heard him say anything like that. And then I posted the video, and then the guy was like, oh, yeah, you're not bullshitting, you are telling the truth. And I said, why would I lie about this guy? This guy's a complete idiot. He's the one that says you don't need to use jack stands, that you can use compression fittings, that the company that makes the compression fittings themselves say do not use on brakes. Yet he does anyway and shows how to do it anyway. This is the same guy that talks so much crap about Ford and Chevy and all these other ones, but yet he will nitpick and flop back and forth and talk about how, oh, the Panther platform vehicle is probably one of the most reliable, if not most reliable vehicle out there, and the Ford Ranger is one of the most reliable trucks, or if not the most reliable truck ever built, even arguably better than a Toyota Tacoma and all this. This is the same guy that will play into views to fund his retirement. And people don't get it. Yeah, talk trash about Ford, then turn around and say, well, actually, they have several cars that are probably the best cars ever made. That's ironic. Here's the video.
And I have to admit, if you watch a bunch of my videos, you see a lot of times I don't have jack stands under there because I'm always in a hurry. Now, I've never been squashed, but I guess I'm just really lucky.
Broke, and it fell on me, so my car fell on me.
Car up a little, because all modern cars are pretty low to the ground. Now, some guys who are really worried to put a jack stand under here, but really, we're just jacking the car up. The tires are still on the car, so even if it went down, the car would still land on the tires. It wouldn't crush you.
Now, as crazy and as ironic as that sounds, right? Wow, who would have thought Scotty said something like that? But yet, here's the receipts and the video proof that it has been said. A lot of people think Mr. Kilmer was actually a professional technician in the field. And a lot of people don't realize that Scotty was nothing more than just a glorified gas station attendant, you know, that did some maintenance stuff from time to time. He was never a guy that really got out there and wrenched and got his hands dirty and stuff like that, that ever really became something. So a lot of people are duped by that. A lot of people think Scotty was in the military. Scotty was never in the military. That airborne sticker on the bottom, the back of that Toyota Celica that hasn't been moved in 10 years, that you don't ever see running in any of the videos, or, yeah, Yeah, that's why it lasts that long, because you don't use it. The airborne sticker and stuff on the back, 101st Airborne or whatever, it's got the eagle head and stuff on the back. It's not his. He was never in the military. It's for his son. So a lot of people are duped by that. A lot of people think Kilmer was this professional in the field back in the day, but kind of hung it up a few years ago, but still continued to practice and still keeps up with newer technology. Yet he really doesn't. The issue here is he's a social media personality. He shouldn't be taken seriously for any of his automotive advice. And that's just what it is. A lot of people don't like to hear that, and they get emotional when I say it, but they don't realize that guys like me that are in the field, that are doing this stuff all the time, know this stuff. He's a funny guy to watch. People say that. People say he's just old Grandpa Scotty. He's easy to trust. But when it comes to automotive recommendations, if you don't know what you're being given, you're going to soak it up by somebody that you just said is entertaining, and you just said is easy to trust because of his age and him being older. But yet, you're given the wrong information. Yeah. Be careful who you get your information from. Grandpa Scotty is not the one. The guy's doing this stuff for his retirement fund. He's doing this stuff for views. He's doing this stuff for to make sure his pocket stays fat. That's all it is. And for those of you that show up in the comment section that say, leave Scotty alone, no. I will not tolerate misinformation being given to people without speaking up about it. And I'm proud that dozens of technicians that have come out of the woodwork over the last couple days that have been speaking out against him and how ridiculous his recommendations are. Even guys that are so nice and reserved, that don't go attack people or talk anything about other people's personal business at all, have come out and said, look, I've been watching this for years and I've had enough. Quit listening to this guy. This guy just really aggravates me and pisses me off. That's a lot of guys have said that. And here's why. Y'all have a great Sunday. Be careful who you listen to.